Hello, my dear ones. Anybody else have any problems sitting this morning? Show of hands. Everybody's back hurt, leg hurt, knees hurt. I kept having spasms in my back, and I just sort of go with them and then sit back up and sew them. Remember, there's no good sits, no bad sits, just sitting. Each time we bring ourselves back to the current moment is the right time. Ted and I took a walk this morning with the dog, and one of the things that Ted told me, he was reading Suzuki Roshi's writings. And Suzuki Roshi said for meditation, leave the front door open, leave the back door open, and let your thoughts pass through. Just don't invite any in for tea. And I rather like that concept. Suzuki Roshi was a wonderful, one of the first Zen priests from Japan to bring the Japanese Zen to the US. This morning, I'd like to talk about lying to ourselves and how that works for a program. Does anybody else wear a pedometer or some measure how much distance? So I have a pedometer on my hand, and it tells me how many steps I take every day. Many of us have smartwatches. And I know Thay for a long time tracked his meditation timer. When he did meditation, I'd like to have that counted every day. And I've seen people, I talk to people regularly, I see quite a few people during the week. And a lot of the people sort of cheat on it. They lie to themselves about it. Oh, well, I've walked enough steps for today, or if you set a goal. Or I've done enough meditation sitting for today. Or one of my favorites is that a friend of mine was doing water intake and trying to increase their water intake because of some kidney stones. And their daily cheat and lie to themselves was, oh, I've had enough water for today. I'm supposed to drink 8 glasses, but I've had 6.5, and that's really enough for today. Does anybody else here ever tell yourself stories about enough? Anybody relate to that? So I got to thinking about it the other day. Exactly who are we cheating when we say, oh, I've done enough, or I've done this, or I've done that? And yet, I know we make up stories. When I look around the room, we've got 2 people here I don't know. So I'm looking at one and saying, oh, he's probably a river rat. And I'm looking at the other and saying, oh, he's probably a tech IT person. And I make up stories about other people all the time. And then I make up stories about myself. Oh, I've done enough exercise today, or oh, I've done this okay, or oh, I've done this okay. And I realized that I think most of us make up little stories. I'm going to ask Lily, would you pick up one person in the room and make up a story about them, please?
Okay. Just on the spot. So how about Ryan Walters? I don't know Ryan Walters, but I'm just gonna make up the story that he's kind of outdoorsy, kind of athletic, maybe likes to go hiking, maybe likes to spend time outdoors in the woods, something like that. And I have no idea whether or not that's actually true, because all I know is that he's a name and a face that looks like there's something outside behind him, but maybe that's just a Zoom background. I have no way of knowing. It sounds plausible, but
so
that's all in here.
Do you ever make up stories like that in your mind about other people?
Oh, sure. Oh, sure.
So let's pick one more person. Gretchen, would you make up a story, please, about Scott? You know Scott, but make up a story about Scott.
Story about Scott. Yeah. I know Scott a little bit, so I'm going to have to pass. I'm sorry.
All right, I can respect that. I can respect that. Listen, I want one other person to make up a story. Let's see, hold on. How about Gretchen, would you be willing to make up a story? Do you know Fathan Saeed?
No, I don't.
Would you make up a story about him? Just look at it and tell me about him.
Yeah, when I wanted to pass, it wasn't just because it was Scott. I just want to pass.
All right. Well, I'll make up a story about Fathan then. I look at him and I've seen him here, and I know he's got lots of tattoos, but I don't see any here. So he's sort of, his head is shaved, so I think he's probably a monk, and he's probably, there's religious pictures in the back, he's probably a fanatic, and he probably is, he lives in Texas, so he probably eats lots of hamburgers. And what else? He looks like he's probably got athlete's feet, and I don't know what else. That's it. And the deal for this is that we all make up stories about each other, and we all make up stories about ourselves. And I realized that much of our ideas now about whether we like COVID immunizations or don't, whether we like masks or don't, much of those are just stories. That's all they are. And we make them up and then we believe it, and sometimes we can fight over it. Venerable Jeff, who's not in the room, so it's easy for me to gossip about him, said that he thought a long beard looked very wise. And now I see that we have Jean-Luc and Venerable Miles, both with long beards. In the Chinese tradition, they look very wise. And I agree with that. They do look wise. And actually, I know both of them, they are wise. But we make up stories all the time and we call it the truth. And I want to, Gretchen, I want to say, good job setting a boundary. That's most wonderful when you can say, I'm just not comfortable doing that. And if you got hit with it again, I'm still not comfortable doing that. Good job. If you don't set a boundary, who will set one for you? So that was a good job. So the story I'm going to make up about you is you're a strong, determined, pushing woman who always gets her way and knows exactly what she wants. And so, and I know that's not true, you're a marshmallow, but we make up stories about things around us. I'm going to spend the night in Portland on Monday, and my story is I'm going to be able to drive there okay, I'll have no problems, and I'll drive back, and I'll see a physician on Tuesday morning, and no problem. When I look at our nun, Min Bao over there, she's got such an outrageous sense of humor. I have no idea what she's going to do or how she's going to say things or whatever she's going to do, but I'm pretty sure she's going to be laughing. I could see her having a car wreck and just start laughing. So we make up all of these wonderful stories about our lives, about what we do. We make up stories about what's going to happen to us and who we are. And the deal, the gift of the Buddhist teaching says that we don't have to make stories up. We had a nun that lived here, and she had a sweatshirt for cold days, and across the front of the chest said, I make things up. And that's true for all of us in the room. We look at people, we judge things, we lie about ourselves, and we lie about other people. I once interviewed a person for a job, and they had a resume that they had this, and they had done this, and they had done this, and they had done and their references, they didn't really say that His Holiness the Dalai Lama, but references was Senator this, and Congressman this, and stuff. And when we checked references, the person that made the whole story up had not even gone to college. And I just enjoyed the resume so much, I kept it for a long time because it was so perfect. And the gift of Buddhism is taking a breath now. So for today's lesson, we're going to take 3 deep breaths. And for some of you in the room, you've gotten this card from us, which is what we pass out to the prisons. And it's a great gift of just not having to make anything up, just being in the moment. I'm going to read the card to you. We're going to take 3 deep breaths. And when we breathe in, the first one, we're going to go, I know I'm breathing in. We're going to feel it in our nose, our stomach, our chest, however we feel it. And then the second breath in and out, we're going to be aware of breath in our bodies. And the third breath breathing out will be, I calm my body. So everybody get straight in your chair, comfortable. We're going to take a breath in through the nose. And as we take a breath in, go, I know I am breathing in. Take a breath in. Hold it. Now let it out. I know I am breathing out. Take a breath in. I'm aware of the breath in my body. Breath out. I'm aware of the breath in my body. Breath in. I calm my body. Breath out. I calm my body. With those 3 deep breaths, we stop telling ourselves stories about ourselves and other people. I'm present in this moment, right? Right? That is the gift of Buddha's teaching, to be present in the now without judgments, without worrying about Min Bao is probably a delightful donut baker, and Lily probably crochets all the time. Johnny, I think, is a rock climber, and I think Chris is probably has a hobby of throwing axes. And we don't have to do any of those things. We can just be present with who and what we are. The Buddha says that we have monkey mind, and here's our little official monkey mind for our temple. In the US, we don't have a lot of monkeys, so I prefer to think of it as puppy mind. And anyone who's ever had a puppy will know exactly what I'm talking about. But the monkey mind sounds something like, and it's going off all the time. Thay has a monkey mind at his temple also. And he also has a stuffed animal that looks just like this. So our deal, my friends, is to be in the moment. This moment right now. This moment filled with everything in the universe we need, without making up stories about ourselves, without making up stories about anyone else or anything in the future. Just in this moment right now. Several of you asked what we said you'd like cards. If anybody would like cards, we passed them out, and I just ordered a bunch more. We passed them out at the prisons. On the back is the metta practice, and on the front is the 3 deep breaths, just to call ourselves for mindfulness. If anybody wants some, let me know. We have batches we can send out to people. And now I would like very much, if I need a volunteer to read on page 38, Master Dogen's Reminder. Anybody willing to do that? Ah, we have somebody here in the temple. Okay. Would you read Master Dogen's Reminder? Let me can it up so we can see you. Wave your hand again. Read Master Dogen's Reminder.
Master Dogen's Reminder. Let us be respectfully reminded. Life and death are of supreme importance. Time swiftly passes by, and with it, our only chance. Each of us must aspire to awaken. Be aware, do not squander your life.
Thank you. Can I get another volunteer for, hold on. Another volunteer for Master Dogen's instructions on page 37. Didn't call Joe on. Volunteer, raise your hand, or I'll pick someone. Okay, go ahead. We have another temple person. Well, we're really rocking this morning on the temple. Go ahead.
Master Dogen's
Genjo
Genjo
koan.
koan instructions. To study the way is to study the self. To study the self is to forget the self. To forget the self is to be enlightened by all things of the universe. To be enlightened by all things of the universe is to cast off the body and mind of the self, as well as those of others. Even the traces of enlightenment are wiped out, and life with traceless enlightenment goes on forever and ever.
Good stuff. Good stuff. When I sit samadhi, I know exactly what the cast off body and mind is about. I know exactly the traces of enlightenment are wiped out, and life goes on forever. Most wonderful. Who would like to do the well-wishing prayer? Lily?
Absolutely. Well-wishing prayer. May the suffering ones be suffering free, and the fear-struck fearless be. May the grieving shed all grief, and the sick find health relief.
Wonderful job, my friend. Wonderful job. Thank you. Now for the dedication of merit. How about Min Bao? Would you be willing to do that for us today?
Absolutely. May the merit of this penetrate into each thing in all places, so that we and every sentient being together can realize the Buddha's way. All Buddhas throughout space and time, all Bodhisattvas, Mahasattvas, wisdom beyond wisdom, Mahaprajna Paramita. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa.
And before we let you go, Sayini, would you tell us why we offer merit? What's that all about?
Sadi or Sadini?
Me, you, Min Bao. I'm sorry, we have a Sayini in the room.
Yes, we offer merit. We've generated all this goodwill, all this metta, all this knowledge, all this peace and kindness, and we're offering this back out to everyone. We're offering our gratitude, we're offering our metta, our loving kindness out to the world, to every sentient being, and hoping that they also find the Buddha's way.
So I made up a new story that you're a wise woman.
Oh yeah, that's a story. I'm more the donut maker than I am the wise one.
Actually, I won't have you be self-disparaging because I think you are a wise woman.
I'm a very wise donut maker.
Ah, there we go. My dear ones, life, it can be filled with joy and laughter. Life can be filled with just this moment now. Remember the 3 deep breaths when we start getting involved with making stories up about Republicans or Democrats or vaxxers or anti-vaxxers, and just take 3 deep breaths and just do whatever it is that you want. I wish you well. Any final comments, Venerable Miles?
I would like to add, for those people who don't give much credit to giving our merit to other things, maybe the idea to think about it is, may the benefit of my practice go out from me and be useful in the world. And that's another way to think of the merit that we generate through our practice. So that's all I have to add.
Thank you. Thay, anything to add for you?
No, thank you, Thay. Everybody have a safe weekend.
All right. Goodbye, my friends.